So let's take some questions from the reading community. What you got for us?
This question's from Marina. What is something about being a professional athlete that surprised you?
Okay, I think what surprised me, the entire time that I have been playing, I always felt like I was at the bottom, like I was never where I wanted to be. I always felt like I had failed or lost or missed and that everyone was looking at me. And honestly, being injured for the last year and like having an opportunity to breathe and look at what I've done so far in my career, I am surprised at how awesome I am.
You are awesome.
But really, it feels like with a little perspective, I'm like, wow, I endured a lot. I've scored a lot. I've played a lot. And it wasn't as terrible as I thought.
This question comes from Mia. Is there anything you tell yourself to keep your spirits up during a recovery period?
I recently found out that I have a personality that really reframes things quickly. So for some reason, I don't think I've ever seen a time when I think most people would have been like, oh, that must have been so hard. Not as an opportunity to learn something new, to do something new. I'm very good at reframing things. I actually think it's my superpower.
I can't believe you brought up your Enneagram already.
But we were just talking about it.
We were.
Okay, here's the most important question. This one's from Hami. What is your go-to karaoke song?
Don't stop believing.
Gosh, that just really upset me.
Hold on to that feel. It didn't work.
My karaoke song is Hey Ma, Cameron. Is that how you say Cameron? Yes. Anyone know? Yeah.
Wait, can you do it?
Hey Ma, what's up? Let's ride. All right, we can get it on tonight. Sure can do it.
We'll take some questions from our community. Okay, Sherry from Akron, Ohio asks, if you could tell your younger self one thing, what would it be?
Enjoy the hard things and know that it's all going to be okay. I think really, like we were just talking about it, like understanding that you are where you're supposed to be and things go as they're supposed to go. And you can kind of let your thoughts, those negative thoughts, just like float away like a cloud. I think that's what I would have wanted to know, especially teenage Christen. Woo.
I love that.
She had a lot of feelings. Okay. Anna from Scotland asks, what brand new hobby or skill would you like to have a go at mastering?
I think I've been a novice surfer for a while, and I think I'd want to get better at it because Christen always worries about me when I go out surfing.
Not your best skill, but you're proficient.
Yeah. I love the ocean, and I love traveling, so I think it would be awesome to just be a bit better.
Well, I think everybody already knows this, but Tobin is skilled at everything, at every extreme sport, every game, every rock, paper, scissors she's going to win. It's insane. So this is actually a really funny question because you've pretty much mastered anything that could possibly be a game or something you could win.
Except the ocean.
Yeah, you can't master the ocean.
Jay from San Diego, California asks, do you have a pregame ritual routine that helps you get in the zone before a big game?
Well, I sure do, Jay. Gosh, my ritual is kind of extensive. We probably don't have time on this show to go through all the things that I have to do to get ready to play. But I meditate before every game. I listen to a few spiritual songs. I do some breathing, some praying, some visualization. And I also have a really long yoga-esque activation routine, which is probably the most important. I don't think I could play. It's like being plugged in. I could not play without my activation. I'm so attached to it. And no one is allowed to talk to me during this period. So when I'm doing my activation and my teammates talk to me, I just pretend I don't hear them. And then I've got my post-game rituals.
I think that's good.
That's a wrap.
And recover with our friends at UFOS and answer some of our community questions.
All right, I will start. Your question is from Annie from Pittsburgh.
Annie, hope you go easy on me.
And she asks, what national team style of play outside of the U.S. women's national team would you most like to play in?
Brazil. That's an easy one. I
could have answered that.
You could have?
For you.
Oh, wow, that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
That's a twist in the community questions.
That's how strong that your answer is.
Who do I love from Brazil?
Oh, Caroline.
Yep. Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
Lucy from San Jose asks, what is your post-game ritual? Since we got the pre-game ritual in episode 2.
Who asked this?
This is Lucy.
Lucy. Thanks for the great question, Lucy. I was really just dying to keep going, so now I finally have my moment. Post-game, the best part of my post-game ritual is when I take off my boots. Sometimes I have company of other wonderful players who do the same thing, and we walk barefoot across the pitch in a ritual of grounding. There is also sometimes some humming or singing.
What's the special song?
Only one of us can carry a tune, as noted in a prior episode.
She's not here.
That is the song. There's a song. There's a dance. No, there's no dance. There's a walk.
Yeah.
And that's what begins my post-game ritual, but it is the best part. And I actually really recommend a grounding practice for all the people out there. If you don't already have one, put your feet on the earth. It is transformational.
This specifies here for Tobin to ask to Christen.
Mine do too.
Oh. Jennifer from Houston asks, what do you say to those folks who believe athletes should stick to sports and stay out of politics/activism?
Shut up! Thank you all for submitting your questions. Continue to send them. And if you get your question on the show, we're going to send you a pair of UFOs. Lucky you. And if you get UFOs, we'd love to see your reaction, your love at first UFO. So send a video inside of our Re-Ink membership.
Some of our community questions.
I'll go first.
Oh, I get so nervous. Okay.
Really?
Yeah.
Because you're afraid of what the community asks.
The community, I mean, they've actually been like throwing me some softballs, so let's see.
I don't think this one's a softball. Meg from Maine asks, what makes you agree to a paid partnership advertisement deal as athletes? When do you say no?
I just I had such a philosophical, I'm just, for some of the reasons why I'm also now doing this show is because even the things that we were asked to do and being paid for, they just didn't feel like me. And maybe there's just a piece of me that's people always say you get your photograph taken, it takes a piece of your soul. I felt like totally. That with deals, I don't want to do things that don't feel authentic to me in every form of life. And that's actually a really challenging one because there's money involved. And I think whenever there's money involved, you tend to lose your way a little bit. And I think knowing that, I think it's how I kind of grew up, knowing that I didn't want to be like that, and I knew it was a strong temptation, and I didn't want to lose myself to certain things like that.
I love that, and I think that's very true. You don't like it.
True.
Neither of us really liked commercials, filming, taping, which is why it's so fun that we get to run a show, right?
Yeah.
And get to not have to force our narrative through somebody else. But there's certain brand partners where they have value alignment. UFOS is one of those. Mm-hmm. The sponsors of this show, we intentionally sought those partnerships out because there's values aligned brands. I think that's really important.
Okay, well, since that was hard, I hope this is easier. Sarah from Kalamazoo asks,
Kalamazoo?
You've stayed out of the media spotlight for much of your career. How does it feel to be in front of the camera in this new way?
I think it doesn't necessarily feel like a spotlight when we're doing the show. It just feels like we're living our lives, talking about the things we're already talking about. I think that's great. The only thing that's tough is that we have to watch back the episode and give our notes, and then we have to be promoting it, and I'm on social media a lot more, and I think social media can be a very scary place, and you kind of start going down a rabbit hole. So that's been a little stressful, and so to combat that, I've started the artist's way, and I start every day with my morning pages so that when I then have to be on Twitter, and Instagram and all of these other platforms, at least it's not TikTok yet, I have like a little bit of a sense of grounding and a sense of like, this is work and it's not my whole life.
I love that. Very Christen Press of you.
Ilsa asks, what's your favorite TV show?
Ooh, The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel.
We should have answered for you again.
Stop. I have never experienced a show like that brought me so much joy, so much laughter, and just full circle. Like most TV series, they like die at the end, right? It's the first one that I felt like started amazing and finished amazing. I named my most recent surfboard Susie, after Susie Meyerson, of course. But I love The Marvelous.
You were so sad when that show ended.
I was sad, but wasn't it like tears of joy? Like, thank you. Thank you for that. I'm so glad I got to share that.
Yeah,
Take
me too.
our community questions. Christen?
All right, I will go first for Christen to ask Tobin.
Specific.
Jean O from Montreal asks, what do you remember about your first goal on the national team?
Oh my gosh, go check out my first goal. It is fire.
Really?
Yeah, fire goal. I think it was Algarve against China. I like took someone on in the dribble, chipped it over the keeper.
Wow. Quintessential Tobin.
Yeah. It's probably like all foggy and
All right,
black and white,
next.
but yeah. Billy from British Columbia asks, does the milk go before or after the cereal?
Well, I actually hadn't eaten cereal as an adult in like ever until very recently. And I put in my milk second.
Yeah, that's normal.
I think so.
That's the most normal. Like
Yeah.
if you want to like see if somebody's a psychopath, you see which order they put it
The
in.
cereal would like float on the milk for a second. That would really upset me. Heather from Ohio asks, do you like roller coasters?
Well, Heather, this episode has been quite the roller coaster, but no, I don't like roller coasters.
No.
And the reason being, we actually polled the room and everybody was convinced I liked roller coasters. And the reason being because they lock you in, and I'm not one to be locked in. I'd rather jump out of a plane and skydive or free jump. Because there's nothing worse than feeling locked in, and I know you're gonna embarrass me that I am motion sick.
I wasn't going to say a word.
You weren't?
No.
You were just looking at me like knowingly.
You're not going to
that
say
I
the
wasn't gonna
truth.
say it. Yeah, I don't like.
But
What
you
are
shamed
those
yourself.
simulated rides? Oh Lord, that doesn't make for
A happy Tobin.
a happy day. All right, so now we get to take a break, relax a little bit, and there's no better way to do it than with our friends at UFOS. So we're going to take some of our community questions. You ready, Christen?
Yep.
Michelle from Georgia asks, who is more competitive?
Between us.
I think it's implied.
Okay. Well, that would be a 1 Tobin Heath. But we do compete a lot, and what generally happens is when I very frequently win,
Oh.
I over-celebrate,
Yes.
and you say I'm obnoxious.
I say you're a really bad winner,
Yeah.
but a really good loser.
But I'm a gracious loser,
Yeah.
and when I do lose, I tell you congratulations.
And I'm the opposite. I
opposite,
think I'm
yeah.
a good winner and a
Yeah.
horrible loser.
Yep, that's
Yeah,
about
that's
right.
Tobin. It's not me. Okay,
long as you're having a good time.
Christen from Los Angeles asks, what's your go-to movie?
Ooh, mood movie. Could be Sex and the City, the
I was
movie.
just going to say Sex and the City.
That's when I just need like, a little bit of like, that.
Carrie Bradshaw?
Yeah, a little bit of like glamorous, like pretend that I'm gonna get like married in those like fabulous fairy wing dresses.
Oh, yeah. Can you do your favorite scene?
Well, no, I can't.
Come on.
No, this isn't acting.
Oh.
Thank you so much to our wonderful community of reimaginers. If you want to ask a question to Tobin and I on the show, you can join our Re-Inc membership. And if you get your question on the show, we're going to send you a pair of UFOs. So keep those questions coming.
All right, so now we are going to take a break and recover for a bit. And there's no better way to recover than with our friends at UFOS. And we're going to take some of our community questions. You ready, Christen?
Ready.
Okay, Holly asks, Does pineapple belong on pizza?
That's a hard no.
Really?
Oh, no. I don't like sweet and savory. You know that. I like savory, period. And then later, I like sweet.
Fair.
Period.
Fair.
Yeah. Okay. Carolyn from Cleveland asks, if there was one soccer rule you could change, what would it be?
I'm gonna go with the rule that is probably changing from my guy Arson, which is the offside rule. I think being more favorable towards the attacker, which is the way that I think the rule is about to change, and we'll see a lot more goals.
Oh, I do not want that to change. And I'm someone who is barely offside often. I feel like you learn the line. You like train the line, and now your entire training of how to stay onside is going to be different. Like, because it's like based on like,
Yes,
whatever,
I
don't want to go into it.
It would change a lot. If there was another rule I would change, it would be to eliminate the flip throw. I find there to be nothing less cool in football than a flip throw.
Okay, perfect. Next.
Okay, Karen from Toronto asks, would you rather be chronically underdressed or overdressed?
I feel like I don't have to answer this question because it's a pointed question. It's a pretty obvious question. So I'm going to just answer with a look. Okay. Oh, Karen from Pennsylvania asks, we've heard you're a whistling enthusiast. What is your favorite song to whistle, and can we hear it?
Oh, wow. I don't have a favorite song. I'm always whistling. I guess we could do...
Thank you all so much for submitting your questions. If you want to submit a question, you can join our Re-Ink membership. And if your question gets on the show, we're going to send you a pair of UFOs. So keep those questions coming.
All right, so now we are going to take a break, and there's no better way to recover than with our friends at UFOs. And we're going to get into our community questions. Drum roll, please.
Okay. JD from Alabama asks, if you could have a lifetime supply of something, what would it be?
Eggo waffles.
Did you see the question?
No.
That was such a quick answer.
Yeah,
you never eat Eggo waffles.
Yeah, but
I've seen you eat one
I feel like
Eggo
they're not
waffle
really allowed in
in
our home.
10 years. Okay, moving on. Sarah from Maryland asks, what has been the most unexpected part of filming the recap show?
Probably how funny you are.
Oh, thank you. I was thinking that in my head, and I was like, I wonder if she's going to say it. And then you did.
I mean, not only do you know you're funny, but like everyone else knows you're funny now too.
And it's a lot of pressure for the rest of my life.
Yeah. But like you've gotten like even funnier. I don't know if you're like just...
I'm in a groove.
Are you trying more? Anyway. Oh, last question. Okay. Weird. Tara from Los Angeles asks, I hear you're pretty good at Pokemon. So here's my question.
This is a Pokemon thing that you've all been plotting?
You're facing a Charizard, and you've only got a Squirtle and a Diglett on your bench. Who are you playing?
I have no idea. I have no idea what she's talking about.
Well, do you want to explain? Wait, are you a fan of Pokemon?
I have a hard time with the word fan, but I enjoy Pokemon.
Do you play Pokemon?
Yep.
Are you competitive?
Among friends and family, yes.
What do you think makes you so good at Pokemon?
Determination.
No.
Gotta catch them all. Well, thank you all so much for sending in your community questions. You know, when we started this segment, I was like, oh, I don't want to be asked silly questions. But you all were so heartfelt and meaningful, and this ended up being one of the best parts of the show. So thank you, and thank you to our friends at UFOs. And I hope everyone who got a pair of UFOs is enjoying them.